So imagine spending, 50 years building this massive loyal network of local dealers, and then suddenly the new smart software inside your own products makes those exact dealers functionally obsolete.
Yeah, it's a terrifying position to be in.
Right. Today, we're doing a deep dive into a stack of industry articles and academic manuscripts looking at, well, the ultimate B2B tightrope.
Which is basically trying to execute a massive direct-to-customer, or D2C, push for digital services without, completely destroying the traditional dealers who built your brand in the first place.
Exactly. The mission today is to figure out how product manufacturers are actually managing to sell digital solutions directly to you, the end user, while keeping those middleman dealers alive.
Alive and honestly absolutely critical to the whole operation.
So why are manufacturers risking this? I mean, he who owns the digital ecosystem owns the customer, right? You need live data for things like predictive maintenance.
Right, but bypassing a loyal dealer network to get that data, the blowback is just brutal.
Yeah, it's like asking out your best friend's crush. It just causes immediate messy conflict.
Let's unpack this. What happens when it goes wrong? Like the Nike example from the research.
Oh, the Nike trap. Yeah. So Nike made this massive push for their own direct digital channels and deliberately bypassed their traditional retailers.
Which was a disaster.
Total disaster. They essentially handed Adidas a golden ticket. Adidas just swooped in, partnered with those alienated retailers, and stole a massive amount of market share.
Wow.
What's fascinating here is the sheer tension between the risk and reward. I mean, bypassing the dealer gets the manufacturer that highly coveted raw usage data, faster innovation cycles, recurring digital revenue.
But the cost is channel conflict.
Exactly. Conflict's so severe it fragments the whole customer journey and just completely dilutes the brand.
Wait, so if the manufacturer suddenly holds the digital platform and all the live data, aren't they basically demoting the dealer to a glorified delivery driver? How does that not immediately trigger a turf war? Well, it absolutely does trigger a turf war if they treat it as a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
But the companies surviving this transition are radically restructuring the collaboration. They use 3 distinct layers.
Okay, break those down for us.
First is basic enablement. So the manufacturer builds the software, but they give the dealer the specific tools and training to actually integrate it into your facility.
So the dealer remains the face of the operation.
Exactly. Then the second layer is joint collaboration, where they pool their operational data. So say the manufacturer sees a warning light go off in the cloud.
Right.
The local dealer is the one who proactively calls you to swap out a failing part before your production line halts.
Oh, I see.
And the final layer is co-creative collaboration. This isn't just sharing a dashboard. It's about survival. A dealer might know, say, highly specific local environmental regulations.
While the manufacturer provides the global software backend.
Yes, and together they build a custom compliance system you couldn't get from either of them alone.
But pulling off those 3 layers has to require some serious finesse. I mean, here's where it gets really interesting with Michelin's early pivot.
Oh, right, the tire manufacturer.
Yeah, they rolled out a new digital platform and tried charging dealers fixed fees to use it. And the dealers just rejected it outright.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Right. Michelin had to scramble and completely switch to a transaction-based model where dealers only pay when the platform actually generates a tangible sale.
Well, Michelin's stumble highlights why the research points to a very cautious 3-phase framework for rolling this out. Step 1 is assessing the actual risk of alienating dealers at every single touch point of the customer journey.
Before making any moves.
Right. Then step 2 is testing D2C in areas where dealers simply don't compete.
Like the Milwaukee Tool Company.
Yeah,
They built this massive digital hub, but strictly used it for brand awareness and, building a user community. They avoided any direct sales that would bypass local hardware stores.
Right, or look at Mafell. They set up an online shop to capture digital buyers, but they hardwired the system to route the actual fulfillment and delivery to the customer's nearest local dealer.
That is brilliant.
It is. And that leads to step 3, which is the most critical. Expanding D2C using strict architectural principles that guarantee tangible financial benefits for the dealer.
Which brings us to Caterpillar's SIS2Go app.
Yes. Caterpillar's approach works because of the underlying mechanics. The app keeps the proprietary machine data securely locked in Caterpillar's cloud.
So the manufacturer gets their data goldmine.
Exactly. But the interface is hardwired to route all maintenance alerts and replacement parts orders straight to the user's local dealer.
Oh, wow. So the manufacturer gets the data dominance, but the dealer keeps the highly lucrative service revenue.
Yep. Everyone wins.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? I mean, you basically end up with the best of both worlds.
You do. You get the cutting-edge, cloud-based diagnostics built by the global manufacturer, but you still get that localized, hands-on emergency support from the dealer down the street.
The one who knows your business inside and out.
Right. The B2B ecosystem is definitely getting more complex, but when these systems are aligned properly, the end customer wins.
Absolutely. But as manufacturers and dealers perfectly fuse their digital ecosystems, seamlessly sharing every gigabyte of your usage data to optimize your daily operations, it leaves us with one final thought.
What's that?
If they are both working together so intimately to court your business, who actually owns your customer loyalty in the end?
Thank you for listening to today's episode of our Digital Servitization Exchange podcast. We hope the insights sparked new ideas, challenged assumptions, and brought clarity to the evolving world of service and digital-driven business models. This podcast is grounded in extensive research across various fields, drawing on years of academic work, case studies, and cutting-edge publications. It also shaped by hands-on experience of our collaboration partners, whose real-world challenges and successes help us to translate theory into practice. If you enjoyed the episode, consider following the podcast and sharing it with colleagues who are navigating the civilization journey. Your support helps us continuing bridging high-quality research-based and practice-proven perspectives straight to your ears. Thank you for tuning in and see you in the next episode.